to see you, man. What part of the world are you in right now? Because I can see some sunshine behind you.
We are in Niagara Falls, and
Ah, wow.
not a bad view from where I'm sitting.
That's amazing. Are you guys performing down there or what's going on?
Yeah, we're playing at Fallsview Casino tonight. So
Oh, that's
fun-
right.
yeah, so it's pretty cool. I mean, they told us they got us hotels, and I'm thinking, okay, well they're not going to give us the primo rooms. We got the corner office here, so it's pretty sick.
No, man, it is great in Falls View. Their new is it the OLG stage you're performing it?
Yeah, which is like crazy. It's like primo music venue.
It is. I was actually there when they premiered it, and the Beaches were performing there. They show the sound and everything else too. Man, it's going to be a good time for you guys tonight. But even more importantly, too, man, it's going to be a great time. You hit to Halifax. Congratulations, man! Another Juno nomination. What are you guys nominated for?
We are nominated for Country Album of the Year, which is pretty awesome. Like you said, it's always an honor to be nominated for a Juno, and it's been a few years since we've been to them. Last time when we were there, I think it was 2018 in Vancouver, and so apparently we only do it when it's on either end of the country. Maybe that's our only thing. It has to be an ocean near.
Did you guys win? I do believe.
We did. So we were up for two that year, and we won Country Album. We were up for Breakout Artist, but I forget our group. There was another one. You don't remember the ones you don't win.
Yeah, that's true. You know, it's always funny. I always say this to the folks at Karis that the Vancouver Junos was probably the best broadcast, best show, best everything. Because I remember the Bare Naked Ladies were being honored. It was just a wild, fun show.
Yeah, so good. I mean, and the Junos does it right. And like the crazy thing is, there's so much we forget. I think a lot of the time, how much talent comes from Canada. Like world class, like Bare Naked Ladies. The Weekend, Drake. You know what I mean? There's just so many people, and then you get to the Junos, and you're like, oh man, this is world class stuff.
Well, let's talk about what's the album that you're nominated for. And I always like to make this official. Talk about the album, what the name is, and how it represented you guys when you released it.
So it's the album's called Ahead of Our Time. And honestly, like right down to the name, I feel like it really represented, us. Like we had the opportunity to break pretty quick in Canada, and have things go up, and some of it felt like maybe we were pushing the boundaries a little bit, and so we thought it'd be kind of cool and tongue in cheek to have the album be called that. But I do feel like this album was kind of like the next evolution of the bands. You know what I mean? It's like still feels like it's just like four dudes who enjoy playing together, but like 10%, maybe 5% more mature.
It's funny you say that because I remember when I first saw you guys, it was at the CMAOs, and I do believe it was not Halifax. What am I saying? It was Hamilton,
Yeah.
and I was backstage. I had my own in the press room. I had my own spot, and I remember you guys were doing an interview with somebody. You guys were wild, and I actually didn't want to interview you guys because you guys were so wild. I was like, I've only got one camera, man. I don't want these guys breaking my camera or whatever else. Scared to
we
death. But after that, when I got to know you guys, I always enjoyed interviewing you guys. What was it back then, the way you guys were and how you guys have evolved in representing Canadian country music?
I mean, I think it's just because, in terms of representing Canadian country music, we're just kind of the dudes who listened to it and enjoyed it. You know what I mean? And we've gotten lucky enough to now be able to play it. And I feel like that comes through in like not just our music, but in any music. If you have someone who's just straight up a music fan, and like a huge fan of the genre, then when they make music, it's gonna just feel honest. You know what I mean? It's not like we're dudes who are like we're in a failed, other genre or band or something. It's like, no, man, we've loved doing this country music thing forever, and I feel like people know that. You know what I mean? It just feels authentic and real.
Well, you guys are definitely real. You're a lot of fun. You're great on stage. You're great off stage too. But going back to when I was talking about the evolution of the band itself, how do you think that's changed in you guys personally and musically too?
I mean, I think that once you've been in a band, and we've been in a band for a minute now, which is it's crazy. Like we're coming up on 10 years, and you do a lot of things because you're always. I know it's crazy. Like I feel like most bands break up after five. But you do a lot of you write a lot and you play a lot of shows and you like go down a lot of different creative avenues, and one you learn kind of what you're good at and what you're not good at, but also like there's this thing to be like we've already done that thing, we don't want to do that again, so how do we get creative and find a new way to still be James Barker band.
And you got my next question because you guys are Juno Award winners, CCMA winners, I do believe, if I'm
Yeah.
correct, fair. CMAO winners.
Yeah.
What's next? What do you guys
Oh,
look for?
I mean, we've got pretty high aspirations. We're kind of like shoot for the stars kind of guys. I mean, the idea of getting like a CMA or an ACM or a Grammy, that type of stuff. We're all in on that stuff, and it's like, but at the end of the day, like we obviously it's amazing to be recognized for the art and for what we do, and recognized by the fans. But we do this because we love it, and we make music that we think is dope. You know what I mean? And so our big thing is like, don't get too caught up in are we winning? Are we losing? Because you can psych yourself out. You know what I mean? It's an honor to win, but it's just like, just make music that we like, and if it's real, people will like it too, and hopefully that it leads to some awards.
Is part of the bucket list Grand Old Country? Now, I'm saying it
Grand Ole
wrong.
Opry, Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Old Opry Country. Grand Old Opry. Thank you. Are you guys going to be doing that soon?
We actually just did it.
Oh,
We did it like we did it like last week. Got our debut, which was unbelievable. So it was that was a bucket list one that I feel like we're still kind of riding the high from. So I mean, it's been a good month. It's been a good month.
definitely has. So now we head to Halifax. What are the plans? Do we know yet? I know they've announced some artists performing at the broadcast. Are you performing at the broadcast? Are you going to perform at the dinner? Are you guys just going to be there to hang and wait to see what happens?
So we're actually going. So they're doing this new thing this year where they've got like a series of shows leading up to like the actual televised show called like
Yeah.
the Juno Block Party, and
Yes.
so we're gonna be doing that, and it's like I don't it's like because it's like gonna be a hub of musical activity. Um, we were talking to the Junos. We're like, it'd be sick if we could do this kind of like we call it like a JBB and friends, but it's like don't just have it be a JBB like show. Like bring up anyone who's down to like come up and play a song. So we've got like some of our good friends, like we've got Tyler Joe Miller coming up. We've got a couple unannounced guests that we can't say because you got to keep the surprise in there. And so we're gonna be doing that on the Saturday night, and it's gonna be a party. Those things are always so much fun because it's like obviously we play our JBB songs, but it's like mixing some really iconic covers, iconic Canadian covers, especially for this one. And it's more of like just a party, good time than it is like specifically a concert.
And people need to come out for that. And the reason why is I've seen shows like this. I'm glad you're doing this because even though you guys are genre is country, you guys could be performing, and somebody who's in the hip hop thing could be coming up and performing with you guys. Somebody who's in the reggae could be coming up and performing with you guys. Somebody who's in the classical could be coming up. Anything can happen with this. So it's going to be almost like this is going to happen one time, and you may never see this experience again.
That's exactly it. And like that's for us as musicians, like the funnest part. It's like let's do this so it's cross genre. Because like as music nerds, you're like, ah man, the idea of getting to play like some like rock thing or some hip hop thing or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like that's sick because normally we're just playing kind of the stuff we do. So to get to rip someone else's songs, so cool.
As we wrap this up, because you guys are past Juno Award winners, I've been asking folks this. What advice can you give first time Juno Award nominees? Because they're probably spinning right now and trying to figure things out. And, it's not easy when you're a first timer.
I mean, there's two answers to that. If you don't win, you know what I mean? Like don't let it get you down. You know what I mean? Like don't let that be the driving factor in you creating your next amazing song. You know what I mean? Don't let it bring you down because sometimes you're ahead of it, and you don't even know it, and other people don't. You know it and they don't. And the other thing is if you win, like just soak it up. You know what I feel like there's like this thing for a lot of like artists to be like, okay, but that thing's already over. So on to the next thing. And it's like, and we did that early in our career. Last time we did the Junos, like we won, and I think we had a 6 a.m. flight out to do the next thing. It was just like, okay, keep grinding, keep grinding. And I'm like, dang, we should have like, should have soaked that in a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I feel like new artists need to hear that. It's like, don't psych yourself out of it. Just like enjoy how sick it is that you're one, sick that you're nominated. You know what I mean? Like already, like what you're already in the top, top tier. And if you win, man, just soak it in. Take the whole weekend in.
And the last thing I want to add to what you just said, because for the rest of your careers, it will be either you're introduced as ladies and gentlemen, Juno nominee, or ladies and gentlemen, Juno Award winner. Nobody can ever take that away from you. Look, man, have a great show tonight at Falls View. Enjoy the food, man. They've got great meals up there. I know that from experience.
Man, I'm about to go rip it right now. So I'm fired up.
I'll let you go, man. I'll see you in Halifax. Either I will see you in the press room or on the red carpet, but either way, congratulations and good luck to you guys.
Thank you so much. We'll see you out there.